This NBA season went so quickly. I don't know about you, but a year ago, Kobe Bryant just retired. Played his last game in the NBA. Now, it's a new NBA playoffs, 2017, a new LeBron, a new Durant on the Warriors, a new Steph Curry, underappreciated, shout out to B-Souls. A whole range of different aspects of the NBA have just changed in 1 year. Al Horford is a Celtic. Isaiah Thomas is balling. Westbrook's averaging a triple-double. Harden could be named MVP. Obviously Westbrook could, but going off history, Harden is the MVP of this year. Do I agree with that statement? You'll have to find out. I'll make a separate video for that. But going off history, you have to be a top 3 seed to win the MVP. Harden, he finished top 3. He could win the MVP, but Westbrook averaged a triple-double. He could. I'll make a separate video about that. Don't worry about that. It's playoff time, alright? Let's get into it. I'm excited. Playoff time? How could you not be excited? Let's just talk about the Eastern Conference real quick. The first matchup, Chicago versus Boston. Like, if you don't think this series will be close, you must be living on Mars or something. This series is going to be really, really close. Jimmy G Buckets. Watch him. He will ball out this series. I'm telling you this. Now, Dwayne Wade, this guy, you want to talk about playoffs? Dwayne Wade and playoffs, they go hand in hand. Dwayne Wade in the playoffs, he will show up. He may not show up all the time in the regular season, but I'm a Miami fan, alright? I know this guy, Dwayne Wade. He will ball out in the playoffs. Okay, he may not average 28 points like he did in Miami, but he'll do his work. He'll feed Jimmy Butler. He'll get those dimes. And he's going to be helped by Rondo, who, once again, is a former Boston Celtic, so that's pretty interesting, facing up against his old team in the playoffs. But Rajon Rondo, he was an all-star. He gets assists. He may not shoot, but he's still a decent player, right? I'm just saying, watch out for Chicago. This series will not be a sweep. I don't think it'll go to 5 games or 6. I think this will be a 7-game series, even though it's the first seed versus the 8th seed. We'll talk about that in a minute, because are Celtics really the first seed, alright? They technically are. But Cleveland, playoff LeBron, unstoppable. It doesn't matter if LeBron's first seed, 2nd seed, sesame seed. This dude is balling out, alright? In the playoffs, LeBron James, we'll talk about that when we get to Cleveland. But I'm just saying, the Celtics, it's amazing. They finished as the first seed on the back of a 5'9" guy, Isaiah Thomas. Huge fan. I love Isaiah. But is it really enough to go super far in this year's NBA playoffs? Maybe. I don't see why not. I do think that it won't be easy. And I think once they end up facing Cleveland, well, I have to say I think Cleveland is just going to demolish them. But I will say that, can I just say straight up though, this Eastern Conference is stacked. Not in terms of, who's in it, but just every team is so close, man. Every team is so close. Boston, Chicago, Washington, Atlanta, Toronto, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Indiana. These are all upset. If you think like every team can have an upset win. Chicago was close, Washington's close, Atlanta is close, Milwaukee, Indiana. All these teams are really close in terms of the records they have. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. And Boston versus Chicago. Who do I have? I've got Boston, but I do think it will go to 7 games, so I think this series will be crazy. I think it will be a really, really good series. I can't wait to watch Dwayne Wade ball out. It's going to be exciting. Next game, Cleveland versus Indiana. Indiana, they got Lance Stephenson. Is he going to blow in LeBron James's ear? I don't know, man. I think he probably will. It's Lance Stephenson. He doesn't care about anything. But I've got Cleveland. And I don't think they will sweep Indiana. I think it will go to 5 games. Because Paul George, he's balling. He'll hit a clutch 3. He'll do something crazy, alright? Paul George is a beast. Especially these last couple months. But LeBron James in the playoffs, like I said, it doesn't matter what seed he's going to be. He's winning, alright? It's LeBron James. He's winning. LeBron James is making the finals, alright? 7 in a row? Come on now. It's the king. Alright, next game. Toronto versus the Bucks. Now this is interesting. I actually think the Bucks are gonna be. I just have a feeling they're gonna be really surprised, just in the whole playoff atmosphere. Their team is quite young, and the Bucks will be really, really good with Giannis and Jabari, but Thonmaker even eventually. He'll be. I love Thonmaker. He's Australian as well, so I mean I got to show love there. But the Bucks, they're good. I just think Toronto is just too experienced in this situation. They've made it to the NBA playoffs before. DeMarre Carroll is obviously not injured anymore like he was last year. He was injured last year. They got Serge Ibaka to lock down the middle. I just think experience will just be too much for the Bucks, and Toronto will win. Watch out for Toronto. I'm serious. Watch out for Toronto this year. Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Serge Ibaka, DeMarre Carroll, Valanciunas. Plus, they've got a decent bench squad. So, I'm serious. Watch Toronto. They may make it to the conference finals. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I would take Toronto over Boston. It's crazy. I mean, a lot of Boston fans are going to be really salty. But I'm just saying, Toronto as a whole starting 5 unit is the most solid unit possibly in the East. Maybe, I mean, because you've got the Warriors, obviously, with their crazy 4-man team, and then you've got Cleveland with their big 3. I'm just saying, overall, 5-man roster, Toronto is crazy. They're really, really good. So, I will take Toronto, but in probably 5 games as well. I want to say, I'll say a sweep. I think Toronto will win in a sweep. Now, this next game, this is crazy. The Hawks versus the Wizards. To be honest, I won't watch these two teams go at it if another series is going on. I'm not a huge fan of Atlanta. I like John Wall, but I'm not a huge fan of the Washington Wizards either. I actually do really love Dwight Howard. I'm still a Dwight Howard. A lot of people jump off the Dwight Howard bandwagon just because he's not his old self. I like Dwight Howard, man. I just like him. All right, now he's injured. And he's not the same Dwight Howard as he was in Orlando. But when you got a player like that, player like Dwight Howard, once it becomes playoff time, players like Dwayne Wade, Dwight Howard, they will step it up. I'm telling you right now, they will step it up. Watch Dwight Howard. He led Orlando to the finals. I know it's a long time ago. Well, at least it feels like a long time ago. I know he's not the same Dwight Howard. But when there's only a few games every series, someone like Dwight Howard knows what it takes to get to the finals, and I'm serious. Atlanta, they may surprise, so I'm even taking Atlanta over Washington. I think Atlanta will beat Washington, the 5th seed, Atlanta versus the 4th seed Washington. I just think no one can really stop the big men of Paul Millsap and Dwight Howard in Atlanta. It's an interesting matchup because no one can really stop John Wall and Bradley Beal for the Wizards either. So it's a front court versus back court matchup, but I think Atlanta will win this series in 6 games. That's probably a little bit of an upset, but it's not really because it's the 4th and 5th seed, so it's not really an upset. But since Atlanta is the 5th seed, it's kind of an upset, if you know what I mean. Anyway, that's the East. It's pretty exciting. I do think it's going to be real close this season. Let's talk about the West though. I'll try and make it quick. I don't want this video to go for too long. Golden State versus Portland. Who do we have there? I think it's easy. Dame said Blazers in 6. I'm saying Golden State Warriors in 4. I think they're about to sweep them, get the brooms out. Warriors, I mean, it's playoff time. They know what's up. They're going to win. Let's be honest here. The next game, alright? Just next game. San Antonio versus Memphis. Probably the boringest NBA playoff series that we will see, but it will be exciting at the same time. When you have a great coach in Greg Popovich, he runs some crazy plays. There's two sort of basketball minds. There's a basketball mind that's, you want to dunk, you want to be flashy, but then there's that basketball mind, you want to do, just nice passing, ball movement, swing the ball, good shots, pass up a good shot for the better shot. That is San Antonio, and San Antonio, they're going to win this series, I think. They're going to beat Memphis. I don't think it's going to be any surprise. It's San Antonio. It's playoff time. No Tim Duncan, but, they're going to show up. They got Pau Gasol this year, so it's interesting to see what they'll do. It will be interesting once they make it probably to the conference finals. This whole Western Conference is actually really, really close, but San Antonio, I think they'll win this series in 5 games. Next game, Houston versus OKC. Now, this is the series I've been waiting to talk about. The 2 MVPs going at it. The 2 guys that seem most likely to win MVP. I still think when you talk about most valuable player, I've still got LeBron James, because there's a difference between valuable and best player in my opinion, but we'll talk about that in my MVP video. Houston versus OKC is going to be really exciting because I think Russell Westbrook, he doesn't need to go for triple doubles anymore. I mean, he already locked up that season triple double record. He already beat Oscar Robertson. Now we get to see him win. I want to see if he can win this. You know what? I'll even say that the Houston Rockets will lose to the OKC Thunder. This will be my prediction. Alright, it's my prediction. It's going to be a bold prediction. But why not? Why can't we see Russell Westbrook win the MVP? And why can't we see him advance to the next round? I think we can, to be honest with you. Now, I don't think it's going to be easy. I think this series will go to 6 games, 7 games. I'll say 7 games. Houston obviously has the better team, no doubt about that. But Russell Westbrook, just focusing on winning and making his team win, it'll be interesting. It will be interesting. Anyway, let's get on to the next game. The Clippers versus Utah. Now, if the Clippers lose in the first round, this team is breaking up for sure. Like, that's a definite. So they better win. I'm just saying Chris Paul is leaving if they lose first round. Blake Griffin is leaving if they lose, first round. So if you're a Clipper fan, you're just praying that they're going to beat Utah. They finished with exactly the same record. The Clippers have the 4th seed, Utah has the 5th seed, but it's an insane series. I think this series will be the closest, I think. It will go to 7 games. And the Clippers, on the back of CP3, I think they'll advance because CP3, he's a leader. He makes his teammates better. People don't talk about CP3 anymore. He's like Dwight Howard. Obviously not the same. I'm not comparing them at all. People in the comment section, you're going to say that I compared these guys. I'm just saying, you've got those leadership type of guys with Dwayne Wade, CP3, Dwight Howard. These are guys that have been to the playoffs before. Now, CP3 hasn't gone too far in the playoffs. We all know about that. But eventually, hopefully, once his career is all said and done, I'd love to see Chris Paul with an NBA championship one day. He may have to join a contending team when he's old, but he deserves the championship, no doubt about that. So, I'm thinking and I'm praying, because I want to see CP3 do well. I'm hoping that no injuries happen with the Clippers, because every year someone in the Clippers gets hurt. I'm just hoping that, we get to see what the Lob City Clippers are about. They're not Lob City anymore because Blake Griffin can't jump like he used to. DeAndre is more of that defensive guy, but watch out. It's playoff time. And Chris Paul, a leadership type of guy. He's a leader. He's a beast. He's exciting. He'll angle break you. He'll get 20 assists. And with DeAndre Jordan, the defensive anchor, Blake Griffin, hopefully he can step it up a little bit these playoffs. It's going to be a good series. So, that is pretty much the first NBA playoff prediction on this channel. Once we advance to the next round, I'll make another one. And let me know down below, what do you think? If you're new around here, subscribe to join the channel. We're almost at that 200,000 subscribers. Insane. I can't thank you guys enough. But if you want to be a part of it, hit that subscribe button. If you want to leave a like, let's aim for 3,000 likes on this video. That will be awesome as well. And comment down below okay, I want you guys to comment this. Number 1, who do you think will be the biggest upset in the first round? You have to make a bold prediction. I don't care if you don't think there'll be an upset. You have to make one, alright? Make an upset. All the upset has to be is a team that is lower in the standings than, a higher team. For example, OKC and Houston. I chose OKC because they're lower in the standings. But, you have to make one bold prediction. 2, you have to say who you think will win and in how many games. And 3, just because I want to see what you guys think, who is winning this year's MVP? I will make an MVP video, but I'd love to know. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like if you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Don't worry, some banger videos are coming out soon. I just got to edit them, get them out, and release them. So that'll be exciting. I think you guys will really, really enjoy them. Hopefully, I can do a few collabs as well with a few other YouTubers I've been talking to. Get some t-shirts and merchandise for 200,000 subscribers. But that's for a whole nother video. I'll catch you guys there. Peace.